Clarification towards the leader of opposition when they said that this debate should revolve around streaming students based on their academic score instead of their subject that they have potentials on. We don't think this is a big issue because our principle is that we shouldn't put students that have different ability and ways of learning together. So to clarify that, we will set the mechanism to stream the student according to both their academic ability, whether they get high score or low score, and their specific subjects and talents, whether they like language or science. We have 3 points of rebuttals. First rebuttal, when they say that talent is not natural, you can get your talents by following your passion. Our response is, first of all, to begin with, in vast majority of instances, children do not know their passion. It is better in our side of the house because we can shape their passion early age to be in line with what their talent is, according to the result of the all-around potential test that they go through. Secondly, we believe that the moment they can excel on the subject that we have put them into, they will be able to start liking that subject and have passion on that subject because they feel like they have specialty on that particular subject. Regarding to one's passion can lead to someone have a talent, we don't think this is necessarily true because even there are many psychological and physiological experts that believe that people always have natural tendency to excel in one particular subject and not really performing in other subject. Even if you have passion that make you have determination to learn and improve, you will always have certain limitation. For instance, even if people that do not have the talent to computer program learn how to code, you will not be as efficient as comprehensive compared to people that have natural inborn talent to do computer programming or to do coding, ladies and gentlemen. Second rebuttal, when they said that the purpose of education is to give equal opportunity to the student. I don't think that just because we stream them based on the ability, it doesn't mean that we automatically give them no equal opportunity. We think in our side of the house, we still give them equal opportunity because of 3 reasons. The first is because every student is provided by the schools in terms of the education, teacher, and facility indiscriminately, we think this is not a problem. Secondly, if one student put into low achieving class, they still have the opportunity to climb up and get into more achieving class. So they still have the chance to upgrade the class if they can improve their score. Because in our mechanism, we have said that there can be constant evaluation regarding one's ability. But third of all, in the worst case scenario, even if they stuck in the low achieving class or in the subject they don't have, they cannot excel in, they still have the opt-out mechanism by changing the course in the university, ladies and gentlemen. If the problem is the children will have their mentality pressured if we stream them based on their ability, we have 2 responses. First, even in their side of the house, they are still pressurized by the school to do hard work, excel in exams, completing assignments, and etc. But in our side of the house, because we make them focus in one particular subject, it means the progressivity that they feel will be much more obvious for them. The pressure will be compensated by the sense of progressing that they feel. Secondly, I think it's going to be much worse on their side of the house because the mental pressure will be much higher since we put them in the class with significantly smarter students. The ordinary and less achieving student will constantly feel that they are less capable than their fellow classmates. In our side, because we put them in a class with each other students with relatively similar starting points, they will feel less inferior because the competition will be much more equal in our side of the house. Even in the best case scenario of the opposition team, when they said that there will be coping mechanism such as extra course after class, it is still bad because this is a reactive measure in which we react after they fail. It means they already pay the opportunity cost in terms of time, in terms of money, which particularly harm the poor people that they have limited money. So they cannot access extra course and bear the cost of changing classes the moment they fail one class or one subject. In our side, even if the student want to change class, at least they already have knowledge about that particular subjects advancedly since they have talent to absorb that advanced information regarding their potentials, ladies and gentlemen. The third rebuttal, when they say the job is constantly fluctuating, therefore we have to give them basic knowledge of all subjects so they can adjust themselves with the market fluctuation. Our response is, yes, we agree to that, but we can foresee and calculate the fluctuation. The fact that unconventional jobs like music already get its own platform, for example, through YouTube, it provides you that the job that we have the capacity to foresee and handle the market fluctuation. Secondly, we told you that in our mechanism, we still have the basic knowledge of math, language, history, and etc. This basic knowledge is still being taught anyway, even though the large portion of the education will be on teaching students on what subject they have potentials on. Even if we fail to foresee market fluctuation on their side of the house, it will not make the student prepared for this market uncertainty anyway, because we only give them basic knowledge regarding computer programming. They will not be suddenly able to compete with people that have computer programming major degree in job forces. Their proposal changes nothing, ladies and gentlemen. So now come to my extension. How our proposal creates more and better job forces and employments. The problem in status quo in our job forces not able to effectively become productive. In fact, the company is currently struggling because they pay too much money in retraining their employees, because even the university degree is not able to provide a necessary practical knowledge on how to be an effective employee within that company. The money that can be used in research development, improving the workplace facility, or increase the salary of the employees, instead it is being used unstrategically in retraining the workers. How do we solve this crucial problem in our side of the house? 3 ways. First, we believe that by streaming the students from the early age, it means we make them only focus in one particular subject. It means we can put more advanced part of the subjects earlier. For example, in status quo, we teach algebra to students in secondary level of education. Now, by streaming the students based on ability, we can use the time slot of other subjects, for instance, biology and language, and replace it with more advanced part of math subject, which is algebra earlier in primary level of education. It means we will have more space and more time to teach about job practicality. For example, how to make a good presentation, how to communicate with the clients, how to conduct dispute resolution in your workplace, for instance. It means we remove unnecessary burden of company to retrain the workers. But secondly, we'll be able to make the children envision their future career from the early age. Because on their side of the house, the children, instead of focusing on what their future career will be, instead they are much more focused in finding what their passion is and constantly shifting their focus on multiple subjects, ladies and gentlemen. In our side, since we put them and stream them from the very early age, we can shape their passion so they don't have to think what their future what the passion is. Instead of, they will think what their future career looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Third of all, because in status quo, there is segmentation of job sector that is seen as socially desirable, many parents try to arbitrarily stream their children into becoming doctor or engineer. It creates the problem which is oversupply in certain job like doctor and engineering, and undersupply in other sector, for example, liberal art and social science. It creates the problem of unemployment and underdevelopment of certain job sector. In our side of the house, because we streamline the students based on ability, we'll be more likely to have more equal supply distribution for each job sector, because we stream them based on potential, which is much more diverse, instead of parents' vested interest, which is so narrow and segmented. Because we remove the burden of companies to retrain the workers, we motivate the student to envision their future earlier, and we equalize the distribution of job sector, we absolutely believe that we empower employment and job forces. Ladies and gentlemen, we've proved you that talent is mostly inborn, and we should empower our labor forces on all of that grounds. Please propose.